All right, in this video, I want to go over just a couple modified tools while drilling your walls. So, before you're in the architecture tab, you can click over. Now, some of these tools will also pop up when you click on the wall type. All right, so you'll get things like move and align and offset, things that hopefully look familiar to you from some of the other CAD systems that you know. Um, I'm just going to go right into the modify toolbar so you can take a look at some of those. One of the nice ones is trim or extend, and that would allow you to like click these two and it'll bring that corner together for you. You can also just drag the dot. So if you notice you click on this, you can pull that dot back if you want to open something up, or usually you can drag it and it'll go right together. There are sometimes you may have to use the wall joint. If you have a funky intersection, there's some different options you can have for the wall joint. So like if you go to the wall joint tool, you can select a corner and you can kind of see what it's doing here. Typically you're probably going to want like a mitered option, but sometimes it's a butted option and you can see what it's doing with your materials. A lot of times this is when you have maybe a stucco wall meeting a brick wall. You might want to change up that wall type, or that wall joint. So that's an option that you might have. Some of these other, rotate, that's all very familiar, hopefully from some other software. Offset, familiar. Split is a nice one. So there are times, like let's say this wall, you need part of it to go up to the second story and part to go to the first. You can split a wall, so I can take this and split that wall in there. And then when I go to look at this in 3D, this is now two different pieces. And I might decide that this center part of my house, and again, this gets into some of the modified things. Right now, the top constraint is up to level 2. I might decide I need to pop that up to level 3, depending on how my home is made. So that's one of the things you may have to work with. But while you're in 3D, it's a good idea just to start to play around a little bit with looking at this properties menu. Like, how does this work? Looking at how is my top constraint set up? How tall is the wall? You may have to, at some point, do unconnected. And maybe, let's say, this wall is going to be 15 feet tall. You can put those things in and modify those things as you go around. So some basic modified tools that we'll get into. You might be able to hack your way through some of those. You might have to email me on some. You can send me your file. We can do a Google Meet, whatever we need to do to try to help you get this house together. Next video will be on some dimensions.